Hello Year 5, this is Miss Aisha again. This is a recap of the grammar lesson we took on the 24th of March 2020. It's in your grammar rules book, page 26 and 27. Amateur astronomer. During the last school holidays, my family and I drove to Double Zoo in country New South Wales. On the way, we stopped for a night in Coonabarabran, where there is Siding Spring Observatory and the Skywatch Observatory, which we visited. The Skywatch Observatory has 4 telescopes outside on a viewing platform. Through the telescopes, we saw Venus and Jupiter, the Great Nebula in Orion, the Tarantula Nebula, and Omega Centauri. The night was crystal clear and the sky looked amazing. Apparently, you can look at the surface of the sun using a solar filter on a telescope if you visit during the day, but we didn't have time. We had to get to the zoo, and that's a whole other story. Remember, verbs that form the past tense by adding the suffix ed are called regular verbs. For example, stop becomes stopped, jump becomes jumped, and wish becomes wished. Remember, when a word is one syllable and ends in CVC, which means consonant, vowel, consonant, we double the last letter before adding a suffix. Hop becomes hopped, grip becomes gripped, tap becomes tapped. Now, verbs that form the past tense in any other way are called irregular verbs. Fly, flew, drive, drove, put, think, thought, buy, bought. Question 1 says, read amateur astronomer, underline all the verb groups and list them. So you must go back to the text, find all the verbs, underline them, and then group them. Group them according to regular verbs in the past tense, irregular verbs in the past tense, and verbs that are not in the past tense. So the regular verbs are stopped, visited, and looked. The irregular verbs are drove, saw, was, didn't, have, had. Verbs that are not in the past tense are written in this way because they tell about the actions that might happen if they go and visit the observatory again. The verbs that are not in the past tense are is, has, can, look, using, visit, and that is. Question 3 says, write the verb forms to show past tense. We have 2 columns, past tense with auxiliary and past tense without an auxiliary verb. Now, when we add an auxiliary verb, it often changes what a verb looks like, especially if the verb is an irregular verb. So, look would be I have looked, I looked. I have visited, I visited. Now, steal is an irregular verb. The past tense of steal is stole. So I would say I stole. When I add the auxiliary have, it becomes I have stolen. Eat is also an irregular verb. The past tense of eat is ate. I would say I ate. But when I add the auxiliary verb have, it becomes I have eaten. Grow is also an irregular verb. The past tense of grow is grew. Now, when I add an auxiliary verb, I cannot say I have grown. I say I have grown. Drink is also an irregular verb. If I say I in the past tense without an auxiliary, it would be I drank. But once I put the auxiliary have, I say I have drunk. See is also an irregular verb. The past tense of see is saw. So I would say I saw a bird flying in the sky. I have seen many birds fly in the sky. Question 4 says, circle the prepositional phrases in amateur astronomer, and then write the ones that tell when. So first you have to go back to the text and find all the prepositional phrases. Once you have, choose the ones that tell you when and write them on the given line. Prepositional phrases in the text are to Double Zoo in country New South Wales on the way, outside on a viewing platform, through the telescope at the surface of the sun to the zoo. Now the prepositional phrases that tell us when are during the last school holidays, for a night, and during the day. Question 5 says write a sentence for each of these adverbs that tell when. So you could start a sentence with yesterday, I did all my homework and then I sat comfortably on the couch and watched TV. In question 6 it says write a sentence for each of these prepositional phrases that tell when. So you could start your sentence with after lunch, I had the most delicious cake with a really nice hot cup of cocoa. Or you could say, in the morning, I usually wake up, brush my teeth, wash my face, and get dressed before I go to school. Okay, now that was genius. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you do your work. Take care, and I'll see you on our next video. Bye!